Welcome to my tutorial about how I make my homemade dairy-free butter. I've been making this recipe for quite a while now and it's a really great thing to use basically in any situation where you would typically use butter. You can use it in baking and cooking, to spread on toast. Really, the possibilities are endless, and I don't know if it tastes exactly like butter because I've never actually eaten dairy butter before, but I can tell you that this is a really great substitute if you're used to buying the plant-based butters or if you have a dairy allergy. So it only takes a few ingredients and it's really simple. Let's get started. The first thing you will need is a solid coconut oil. I'm using a refined coconut oil because it has less of a coconut flavor. If you're using an extra virgin or an unrefined coconut oil, then your dairy-free butter is going to have a very strong coconut taste. I'll need 1/3 cup of coconut oil and I'm just going to melt it, but I don't want to overheat it, so I'm going to melt it in a bath of hot water as opposed to melting it on the stove. Okay, now I'm going to leave that for a minute just so it can become liquid coconut oil. While that's melting, I'm going to measure out 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of olive oil and add that into your blender. I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. Next, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of cornstarch to the blender. This is going to give it that nice creamy, thick consistency so that it's not just hardened oil. And finally, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of cider vinegar. This is really important for giving nice flavor to our dairy-free butter. It adds that nice little bit of tang, and just any apple cider vinegar. Now we're going to blend up the olive oil, cider vinegar, salt, and cornstarch until they're nice and creamy, and then our coconut oil should be finished, and then we will blend that in as well. So let's get to the blender. I blended this for about a minute on high, and the reason that I didn't add in the coconut oil just yet is because we have cornstarch in here, and if I just add this sort of warm, potentially hot coconut oil into this mix with the cornstarch, it's just going to form all these little lumps and it's going to be kind of a gross texture for our final dairy-free butter. So through trial and error, I have learned to add the coconut oil at the end once it's already emulsified. Of course, be careful because your coconut oil could be hot. The water could still be hot. I'll just blend it up again, another minute on high, and it should look very creamy and emulsified and sort of thick and frothy. All right, this is what we're looking for. See how it is basically just yellow and frothy? That doesn't sound very good, but that's what you want it to look like. Now we're going to transfer it to a container and we're going to let it harden in the fridge overnight. Really try, if you can, not to open it up or to shake it around, because then you're not going to get like a nice flat even surface. So just let it do its thing in there. Just let it be.